Peace, this is S.S.Oracle, Shadow and Soul Oracle. This is Savvy. I'm going to do something different. I feel like I've been doing a disservice to my services, and so I'm going to pull one of these cards here, one of my random multidimensional cards for a multidimensional chit chat, right? And so these cards have different topics on there, and I feel this topic may resonate with people going through it right now. We're going to start with 528 hertz. Okay, sound healing. The frequency of 528 hertz is the love frequency. I actually did a tuning fork session on myself earlier today with this, and then I fell asleep. Okay, like napping is spiritual hygiene, good spiritual hygiene. Okay, taking a rest, real rest and relaxation without any stimulation. Like sometimes we feel like we're resting and relaxing when our attention is on something, like laying down watching TV or watching YouTube or something like that. Like, well, yeah, I'm relaxing, but we're stimulated, right? Like our attention is being drawn and pulled by something. So really we're in an active state. And really, like, what makes me want to talk about this in particular right now is because of I know that a lot of people are going through transformations and shifts energetically, spiritually, awakening, the portal energies, the celestial alignments, all of these things that happen, habitually. They happen all the time. You know what I'm saying? And so when we're feeling energy really heavy, you may be noticing that, time seems to be moving faster. Like you look up and 2 hours went by type of thing. That's because of the acceleration of our vibration and the vibration of the planet, really. But it's like in those times, what we really need is to be light, right? We talk about being light in our body, in our vessel. Like you may experience the more need to fast, right, from certain foods, or intermittent fasting, eating more, fruits, vegetables, drinking more water, getting into herbs and sea moss and all the oils and things like that for your body to repair itself, because 528 hertz is also DNA repair, right? The love frequency, but also DNA repair. So, in that we're dealing with the higher chakras, the heart chakra, throat chakra, third eye, and the crown. And so it's about being open to these higher frequencies and these higher vibrations. And the higher a vibration is, the faster it's moving. So in contrast to that, in our physical reality, in our body, we have to slow down. And so a part of that is that need to rest and not be stimulated by anything. And social media consumption is, can be very heavy on our mind. Like we might not think it is, but if you practice meditation enough and being in silence or being in quiet, you'll see just how influenced you are by being stimulated by the things that you listen to or that you watch. Because it's when we're in those moments of quiet and silence that we start to get feedback, right? We start to hear the echoes of people's voices or conversations that we had, or conversations we wish we could have had, or we hear music and lines from TV shows and all that kind of stuff. And honestly, if you're clairaudient, those might be, signs or clues into digging into something deeper, but you'd have to have the discernment for that if you are clairaudient, especially with music. But when we're in silence, that's when we get a lot of our downloads or get uploads from spirit guides, our ancestors, and things like that. And so we need that time to really relax and rest, right? Again, even taking naps too, because like sometimes the energy will knock you out. I ain't gonna lie. Like if you're sensitive enough to energy, like you'd be like, I need to lay down right now. And then it might just be a few minutes, but you get some clarity or you feel a little lighter. You know what I'm saying? You might feel pressure in your eyes or in your third eye area. And that's a key point to getting rid of some of the stimulation that's around you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a licensed physician. Do see a licensed professional, medical professional, or healthcare provider if you do have certain physical ailments and issues. Okay, disclaimer. But really, like if you're taking care of your health and you're doing well with your health and you're still feeling tired and fatigued and exhausted, then you do need to rest. And so 528 hertz is a healing frequency to tap into. Okay, as spiritual beings, as vibrational beings here, this is a very high vibrational energy. And a lot of people are going through transformations and transitions that require them to rest as their body is repairing itself, DNA, and their vibration is changing, their structures are changing from within, and the body needs to catch up to that. Okay. Like I said, I have a tuning fork. It's specifically set to 528 hertz. I know if you go on Amazon or whatever other site, that sells things like that, they might have different frequencies as well, like 432 or 417, 963 even. I don't know. They might have tuning forks for that. Sound bowls, if you're into that. Natural sounds, like rain sounds, ocean sounds, forest sounds. You can get on YouTube on here and look up any kind of nature sound and they'll play it for hours. Hours. But my recommendation, doing that works. My recommendation is being out in the element as well. So maybe going to the beach and just sitting in your car, sitting outside in the sand and just listening to the ocean, or just being at the park, listening to the wind. This is the natural sounds, you know what I'm saying? And allowing yourself to connect to those natural elements, because that's what we are from within, right? We're connected to all of that. We are all of that. And getting away from sounds like that if you can. Okay, out of the suburban areas, trying to get somewhere more in nature where you can connect. Okay, to get away from all of the stimulation and all the oversaturation and the heavy energies and vibrations that you're shifting out of, and moving into a more calm energy, right? Yeah, I like listening to like the subliminal sounds as well. Like subliminals work, definitely. Okay, one thing that I learned about mantras specifically is, like, mantra is something that which protects the mind, right? Mantras is that which protects the mind. So having certain affirmations when you're in meditation or in quiet and in silence, and doing those repetitively, help to alleviate a lot of the noise and the chatter that you experience when you're in meditation and in silence. Okay. And 528 hertz is just one frequency of many that you can attune to. But again, this represents the love frequency and DNA repair specifically. Okay, so if you're going through it right now and you're feeling heavy, and things aren't, things that you're usually like interested in or entertained by aren't really hitting it for you, or it just seems like it's just a lot, it might be time to disconnect for a little while you're going through this transition, or this shift in energy and shift in vibration, and really tuning into more natural sounds and natural elements that align with your vibrational being. Okay, and that's not to say you won't go back to, indulging in social media or watching TV or anything. That's not what it means. It's just these are times where we need to balance, and there is the need for balance, right? There's a time for all things, right? That's a spiritual concept. So it's like we need to balance sometimes, and then other times we can indulge. And so anyone going through, again, a lot of overstimulation, or, maybe feeling like they need to take a break from social media or certain energies that they might be overindulging in, like, tap into this 528 hertz and see how that works for you, or find one that resonates with you. I find that this resonates with me a lot, but find one that resonates with you and see how it affects you and what you may be dealing with, and also come up with those affirmations and those mantras that can protect your mind from being influenced by the echoes and the repetition of things that might not be in alignment with you at this time. Okay. So yes, that was my little short preview of a multidimensional chit chat. I do have other topics here, and of course, if you do book a multidimensional chit chat, we could talk about anything in the realms and in the guidelines that are listed in that service. So do read through the service offer and read through before you do your booking. I also offer love readings and alchemy readings. You could check out the other readings that I have on my channel so far. I also just published an ebook titled Word to the Wise, Spiritual Messages for Self and Relationships. So you can purchase that as well. All right. If you liked this, you can like, share, and subscribe. I'll really appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Peace.